and welcome to your Health Issues Live. I'm your host, Haley Williams, and this evening on our show, we will be discussing if the use of manual blood pressure machine compared to automated blood pressure machine gives a more accurate reading in monitoring patients with hypertension. As you know, a wide variety of devices can be used to measure blood pressure in clinical settings, which include automated devices and manual sphygmomanometer. But the question remains, which gives a more accurate reading in order to monitor patients with hypertension? This evening on our show we have two nurses that will further shed some light on this issue. We have Nurse Watson and Nurse Thompson. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Nurse Thompson, I will begin with you. What is your opinion on the issue?
Okay, based on my years of experience, I've come to the conclusion that the automated device is more accurate than the manual device.
I beg to differ. I am certain that the manual blood pressure machine gives a more accurate reading than the automated machine.
Okay, Nurse Thompson, why did you arrive at such conclusion?
Okay, according to Myers, manual blood pressure machine measurement is affected by various factors, including those related to the patient's anxiety, the health professional recording, poor BP measurement technique, and patient health professional interaction or conversation. And with this, misreadings can lead to misdiagnosis of inappropriate drug therapy.
However, according to Scientific Committee on Emerging and Newly Identified Health Risks, the measurement from automated blood pressure devices have clinically significant differences compared to the auscultating devices. According to Ostrager, it was observed from a survey that was carried out in 2009 to 2010. It was observed that for systolic blood pressure, the mercury always read higher than automated device. On the other hand, automated device read higher than mercury for the diastolic blood pressure. Several studies have found that automated devices give lower values of blood pressure than mercury's sphygmomanometer.
Well, let me first point out that according to Myers, mercury is also now considered to be an environmental hazard and has been banned from the workplace in some European countries and from the wards of numerous hospitals in the United States and elsewhere. That is why the automated devices are taking over the wards. Also, automated devices have been validated for accuracy independent of the manufacturer. Automated devices which have been validated for accuracy independent of manufacturer are now available for 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure monitoring.
So, we don't want to stray from the point. What we really want to get at is why is it that you came up with that the automated machine is giving a more accurate reading than the manual blood pressure machine?
Okay.
We understand that, yes, as technology increases, so do digital stuff, but studies have shown, as Nurse Watson said, that this is like a sure shot at getting an accurate reading, at blood pressure reading.
She is noting that it is more accepted now. However, according to Scientific Committee on Emerging and Newly Identified Health Risks, they noted that even though automated blood pressure devices are well accepted, they are not free from problems. Okay? They have been known for incorrect measurement in the past. Persons who had blood pressure at the borderline of high which is 140 over 90 millimeters per mercury. The automated device would read their blood pressure below 140 over 90 millimeters per mercury, and these subjects would be identified as normotensive, which actually they are not.
Do you agree with this, Nurse Thompson?
No. As you were saying, according to evidence, according to Myers, automated devices have recently been used in large-scale clinical trials and in population studies, including the current National Euro and Nutrition Education Survey. The automated devices are used to obtain multiple BP reading while the patient rests alone in a quiet room. And any healthcare professional will tell you that a 2 millimeter reading, which is the difference between the two of them, is not a big difference.
But Nurse Thompson, why would you want to use a machine that is not giving you an accurate reading as opposed to giving you readings for things concurrent? For example, I know with the automated machine you can get a pulse reading or auto stat or maybe something at the same time, but why do you think it should be used as opposed to if the manual one is more accurate? Why do you think it should be continually used in the clinical setting?
Okay. As I was saying before, it has been proven for accuracy in many clinical settings. So,
Excuse me. Point of information. They have been known for incorrect measurements in the past, and the automated device available were designed for independent measurements. So they weren't designed for this big corporation use as you are saying, right? They were designed for independent measurements of one's blood pressure and should not be considered appropriate for use in clinical settings.
no, let me stop you there. It depends on the device. This one, as you can see, is for home individual use. But if you go into the hospitals, you wouldn't see this one. You will see the hospital automated devices, which are bigger and more mobile.
Also, it doesn't matter. All automated devices, they work the same and they are liable for malfunction.
But they are
Also, it should not be assumed that these devices will remain accurate with frequent and long-term use. Another problem highlighted with the automated blood pressure device is that they have accuracy limitations, in particular cases such as patients with vascular damage that influence the oscillometric signal, For example, patients with diabetes. They do not give accurate measurements and they cannot be used in those cases.
So Nurse Thompson,
well, I'm not sure I agree with you saying that they cannot be used in that situation.
Evidence has shown.
Because persons have used it.
so Nurse Thompson, even when you have the supporting evidence that the manual one is more accurate in give more accurate reading than the automated one because of the several limitations we have heard from the studies, right? We come to a conclusion. We have come to the end of the show, and people, you have heard it all from the professionals, but our conclusion is that manual sphygmomanometer remains the gold standard for accurate reading for blood pressure. Thus, it will result in better evaluation and monitoring of patients with this hypertensive condition. Thank you.
Okay. Can I just add one point to that? All alternative blood pressure measurement devices need to be clinically validated in clinical protocols against the current gold standard of the mercury sphygmomanometer. Until an alternative device is developed and recognized as such, the sphygmomanometer remains the gold standard device.
Well said, Nurse Watson. I think this was a well informative show. Thank you, ladies. We have come to the end of our show. It was a pleasure having you. Okay, listeners, there you go. You've heard it all. Good night.